Hello my friends, I'm Jihondo. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Aurora. This is episode 9. Between episode 8 and episode 9, a fair number of things have happened, most of them at very, very slow speed. But let me bring you up to speed on what has happened. First, the good parts. Our good friends here, the GH people that I've forgotten the name of, we are now up to full-on friendly with both types of data being shared, and they have very nicely given me quite a bit of technology. Even though we don't have a research treaty yet, quite a few times I would just see a message in the log saying, hey, these guys have just given you technology. Cool. Happened quite a few times, so we are, I guess we must have been really far behind, I guess, but anyway. So that was very, very nice. I also have upgraded the shipyard on Earth up to 500,000. I haven't done all the ships, like redone all the ships yet. I've done a couple of them, but just a few. And I'm going to talk about ships in a minute, but I just want to go over the stuff that's positive. I went ahead and decided to keep the archaeological dig as a permanent colony, because I do like the idea of having a 90% research boost to defensive techs here. Obviously, they are still way away from the point where we actually have labs, but anyway. This place, though, does need a fair bit of terraforming. It has no atmosphere, and the temperature is a bit low. But I am building, terraformers. So we will get that fixed in time. But like I say, though, I've got a very small population. They're growing nicely, but it will take a while. Vega had an absolute ton. I should bring up the map here. An absolute ton of minerals on that one world. Where did it go? Oh, that's the Super Jovian, although it has a fair bit of Sorium with a little bit tricky access to it. But, there it is. Yeah, look at this. I mean, yes, it's a lot like Venus, actually, which has just tons and tons and tons of stuff with terrible accessibility. So I'm in the process of moving all of the auto mines from Earth, because I obviously don't really need them anymore. There's only a little bit of gallicite left. And it's a very slow process, but I'm hauling them all down to Vega 3, so there is that. Next, let's talk about bad things. Our good friends have been building jump gates all over the place, which in and of itself isn't a huge deal, but it causes two problems. One, that allows trade, which in turn means civilian ships. The whole point I was avoiding building jump gates was to avoid having the civilian fleets doing anything. So they have wrecked that for me. So far there's not that many ships, but it obviously will only get worse and worse. The other thing was I kept getting game slowdowns, and it kept dropping down to 5-second increments because there was combat going on, and I had no idea who it was or where. So I built a very specific ship to find that out for me. Again, we'll talk about ships in a moment. But in looking around, I have discovered that Louis 10-205, which is one of the ones we had found hostiles in, is now clear of those hostiles. And it clearly was done, if we just pop in so we can see it here, by our good friends the GH people. So they are now occupying this sector. They haven't colonized it, but they are occupying it, so they may be thinking about colonizing it. Not sure. But either way, they have cleared those out, so that's clearly what all the fighting was. So I've got several ships on their way to this sector. Obviously, I have my salvager coming, because, well, why not? I also have both the Grav Surveyor and the Geo Surveyor. There is only one... I may have to zoom right in to see it. There is only one place that could have minerals here. There's just a single planet. This guy here. It's probably not colonizable given it's 1400 degrees, because it's so close to its sun. But if it has decent materials, well, then there's that option. So either way, I have both those ships on their way to come and survey that, as well as the salvager. Now you may be wondering what this ship here is, and that's how I'm segging my way into the ships. So this is a good time to talk about what I've done there. Let's just start at the top. The asteroid miner I have not redesigned for 500k. I probably will at some point, but it's not urgent because they're doing a fine job. I did rebuild the cargo ship, and actually I can get rid of the old design. Basically, I just doubled everything, so it's got double the capacity, double the speed. So it's just twice as good. But it still takes a really long time to haul mines from Earth down to Vega. But it does 10 at a time now, and it does it at half this time, so instead of taking about 20 years, it's going to take more like about, well, 5. Still a very long time, but anyway. I still am using this current commercial scanner, because it hasn't been blown up yet, but I have redesigned this thing several times. My new design is actually not bigger, it's smaller, way smaller. So it ends up being, if you see here, instead of 6,000 K per second, this one goes 8, which is awesome. Now I did have to sacrifice a little bit of scanning ability. Instead of having 200, it only does 135. But you'll notice it has about 100,000, or excuse me, 100 billion kilometers more range, and it does it with about a tenth the fuel. So that's amazing, and that's attributed purely to being much, much smaller. It's about a sixth the size of the other ship. So I did redesign the gas pump, and I am currently building one. I don't have one yet, but it is being built on Earth. So again, just to compare them, they fly at the same speed. I didn't bother putting on that much more engines. It has 1.5 times as many, excuse me, 2.5 times as many fuel modules. So instead of 50, it has 125, and about 2.5 times the fuel capacity. So it should take about as long to fill, but when it comes back, it'll just provide twice as much fuel. So that's pretty awesome. Once that's built, I'll scrap the old ones, but for now, this one's still being built, so I can't do that yet. The probe I have not changed. I'll show you the Ruin Plunderer. This is just the troop transport, what I used to bring the construction brigade and some guards down to Vega in the first place. Apparently construction brigades take up the space of 5 other brigades for reasons that elude me, so I had to make this thing carry 10. Not a big deal. But it's otherwise a very basic ship. It just goes really, because that's all it has, right? It's I actually even forgot to put the jump engine on the silly thing. That was just an oversight, so I ended up having to escort the thing with one of my scouts just so it could actually go, which is kind of annoying, but anyway. That was just an oversight. I was trying to figure out why it was saying it wasn't allowed to go, and what do you mean you can't go? That I stared at for a while, probably too long, but anyway. Salvager, I think I built on camera, but if not, here it is. Very simple design, just some cargo space, a couple of the really crummy salvagers, because I haven't really researched that. So this is really nothing exciting. It's quite slow too, so at some point I'll rebuild it, but it's not really urgent. We don't use it all that often. Okay, so now we're getting into the new stuff. So the sector probe, that's what the that claymore there is. So again, just a very tiny little craft, a little 10,000 tonner, but it moves pretty quick. This has no weapons or armor or anything. What it has is just scanners, active and passive. It doesn't have like geological or grav or any of that, but it just has, you know, the basic thermals, the EM. I also did get a lot of cloaking technology off our friends. That's mostly what they gave me, actually, was cloaking stuff, which I was a little concerned about, but anyway. So this is a very, very hard ship to see. It has no shield, so it doesn't ever give off EM. If I bring its speed down below 10, it gives off no thermal, and its target cross-section is only 20, because it's A, very small, and B, 90% cloaked. So it will be very hard to spot unless I'm doing an active search. That's really the only way this thing can get caught. Now, speaking of getting caught, I'll just segue really quick, then we'll come back to the other ships. When I first built this thing, the reason I wanted it was so I could keep an eye on our friends here, because I was getting really sick of the message that every time one of the civilian ships came in, oh, well, you know, all these new thermal contacts are found, and then would leave the sector, oh, well, they've all been lost. I don't care. Leave me alone. So I built this thing specifically just to have it sit here so I know about this stuff, and it'll stop talking to me. But then I got thinking, well, why don't I use these to spy on those hostile fleets? So I sent the first one to T-Garden Star, and you'll see it got blown up right at the jump point. The ships that have blown up my previous ship are definitely still here, and it took them no time at all to find and destroy that little sector probe with missiles. Jerks. Like, seriously, this whole battle was under 20 seconds. I popped in, I put the active scanners on, I got croned by the first rack of missiles, which destroyed my engines completely. 10 seconds later, blown up. Like, I couldn't even get through the gate. It was that bad. Anyway. Then I sent the next one, because then I wanted to see what was happening with these hostiles, and that's when I discovered that all this stuff, you know, like, the sector's done, so it's all good. Okay, let's go back to the ships, and I can show you the other two we've got. This is the Weak Punch. This is my first attempt at a combat vessel, and I don't know for sure if I like it or not. It's not bad, but it's not great either. The reason I say that is, like, because I have researched a lot of Meson, but I still have a long way to go. So my fire control can see way further than my guns can fire, which strikes me as really dumb. I also don't have particularly good shields, although these ones are directly attributable to our friends because they gave me the Delta technology. That was very nice of them. But still, they are very weak shields. The armor's not bad. I've got 6 points thick of the, what's this stuff called? Ceramic composite. So I think that's okay. And I've put on 20 CIWSs, so I think against missile ships I should be okay. But if I ever fight another Meson cannon ship, I'm probably going to get wrecked pretty quick. But for a first attempt, it might not be too bad. But you can see I still have design view available because I haven't actually started building these yet because I'm not 100% on this structure. And right now the reason I have it limited to 100K is that's all I have for a military jump drive. And that leads me to the question of, knowing that my ally, or they're still no, friends, not allies, but knowing that they're building jump gates all over the place anyway, do I stick to my jump drive idea, or do I just bite the bullet, build another jump gate ship, scrap these jump drives, and then this thing could go up to 500K? I don't know. I'll have to think about that some more. But that's probably what's going to end up happening, because, like, the whole point, like I said, of having no jump gates was to keep the civilians at bay, and that clearly isn't going to work. Anyway, the last ship is when I first decided to colonize Vega. So I just built this really, really tiny ship. And all it is it's basically exactly what it said. It's a wee colonizer, so it only carries 20,000 people. But it gets them there relatively quick. So basically, it's not a great ship, but it'll do. I've sent it back and forth to Vega a couple of times. So they're now up to, I think, 0.16 million or something, because I've sent it, I think, 5 or 6 times, and then the rest has just been growth. So it's not great, but it's enough to establish a colony, and it, like I say, it moves decently quick for a colony ship, so it's okay. Alright, so that brings us all up to date in terms of ships and in terms of the Empire. I flickered the map for a second. I'll pop it back up now. You can see I have redone the way this completely. So now, instead of having it listed where a lot of things will be duplicated, I've just broken everything down to a single entry, and now any place I want to find I can get to easily. Let's say, for example, I wanted to get to Gliese 229. Well, Gliese 229's parent on this tree is YSO 350, its parent's 143, Le Mans 16, and then, of course, that's from Sol. Yes, because we live here. So I think this will be much, much easier. I have found quite a few dead ends already, and I think that's probably because I set down to 100 sectors instead of 1,000 it defaults to. So this is what I figured I would do for my map. In the comments of the previous video, if you're interested in another way to do a map, which is way, way cooler than what I've done, not to mention way, way more challenging, Bitbucket Cynic has posted a picture of the way he did his map, and it's awesome. It's confusing. I couldn't even in a million years try and draw it myself, but it does look awesome. So if you're interested, go have a look at that. Oops, not delete. But this is what I'm doing, because this, I can understand this, because it's just a tree structure, and as an ex-programmer, that makes sense to me. So anyway, as you can see, we have quite a few greens to do. But first we are going to do this one, because that's where we are, and I'm sending ships there already. So that's, as far as I know, everything up to date. So let's get on that. The turns are a little bit sluggish, although now that the fighting here is done, it's not anywhere near as bad. For quite a while, even when there wasn't active fighting, it was still not let me do anything more than 1-day increments because of potential combat. Just because the two sectors were so close, the ships were so close, they could potentially fight. So if I clicked 30 days, it would still just do 1 day. It was so annoying. It made things take a lot longer. So I'm sorry that this video should have been out yesterday, not today, but that's what I was doing. I was fighting with that for a long, long time. But anyway, we're finally past that painful point, so we're ready to at least try to get something done here today. I think that's everything in terms of news. If I've forgotten anything, I'll put it in the comments, but I think that was everything. There was one other thing. The salvaging I did. Mostly useless. I just got a bunch of materials. The only one thing I did get out of it was a data packet of technology, but it wasn't the actual technology. It was just a bunch of research points towards the technology, which is still cool, but not that great because it was just for, I think, thermal sensitivity or something. It was not a particularly important research. I did it anyway because it was already partway done, but it really wasn't anything critical, especially when, you know, only a couple of days afterwards, the GH guy or BH guys there, they just up and gave me 2 construction techs and a capacitor upgrade, and then I think that's when they gave me cloaking. Like, it was all pretty close together, and it was just like there was no way I was interested in, 160 points off the next thermal. All right, so there we go. All right, so we found another jump point. Excellent. Let's keep going here. I assumed this one would be here first. The geoscanner should be here next, and then the salvager should be last, if I remember my relative speeds correctly. Although I think it should be right on the heels of this one, and then the salvager way, way later, because it's the slowest by far. So. Ew. Error in rec ID. Okay. Whatever this is distinctly not good. Interesting. Not sure what that's about, but anyway. I guess whatever it is, it went away, so we won't worry about it. I don't know if it's talking about this wreck or one of the wrecks in the other sector. I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever it is, we won't worry about it. And yes, because I do have a scanner sitting at the our buddies there, I do every once in a while learn a little bit about their ships, which is kind of cool. Not really relevant, but neat. More information is never a bad thing. But yes, you can definitely tell the turn speed has definitely dropped since, well, about 2 episodes ago, really. It's still way better than it was when I gave up on Season 1, but it is definitely slowing down now. I blame them. They built jump gates. Jerks. Anyway. That's okay. I'm at a point now where our relations with them is still going up, even though I don't have a Diplom team. And I can't actually even build a Diplo team because it won't give me 5 leaders with diplomacy skills at once. I can only ever get 2 or 3 of them. And you can't create a team with less than 5, so. Apparently, if I do run into some other aliens, I cannot make them friendly. I went and built a second military academy on Earth, and I've got 1 queued on Vega. So I will eventually have 3 military academies producing officers, but who knows? It's still pretty random. I don't get a lot of officers as it is, so the odds of it being a diplomat and, well, first actually it has to be a civilian leader, not a ship leader, and B, that it's actually a diplomat, it's still pretty low, even with extra academies, but Either way, at this point I have no sign of another alien yet anyway, so we're not too worried about it. I really thought the, okay, there it is. I was going to say, I really thought this would be here by now. And I know you can't do, because there's more than the one, because there is only the one, but that's fine. Go do that one. So. I have to assume that there's nothing there unless they're not colonizing it just because of the extreme temperature. I don't know if they would actually just send in like mining crews and nothing else, or if they actually will only take something if they can colonize it. I have no idea how the NPRs work at that point. But the fact that their current ships here appear to be just doing like task group training kind of suggests that they are either guarding this thing or planning on taking it or something. I have no idea. Either way, it's kind of strange. But we shall see once I get a chance to scan it. A little spicy, is that? Well, I'd offer you a sip of my drink, but it's Coke, and that's only going to make it worse. Yeah, have a sip of water. That should help. Anyway. Okay. I take it you scanned it and there's nothing there. That's a bit disappointing. Apparently, a hamburger that she just made herself is a little on the spicy side and she didn't know it was going to be. Apparently it's still delicious, but, you know, mouth-burningly so. Anyway, well, that's a bit disappointing if there's absolutely no minerals in that level of temperature. So I'm definitely not colonizing it. There's no point, and I'm not sure why they're guarding it. Like, I don't know why they want this thing. Yeah, we know about some wrecks, but there's no ruins or anything, so I really don't know why they're guarding this place. I have no idea. Not going to worry about it. We're just going to send that ship on its way back to Earth to refuel, and then we'll start opening up new sectors in a bit. I just want to let this thing finish the waypoint surveying and get the salvage going. Although I guess we don't have to sit and watch that. Those can go on their own. So I guess I could actually send this thing directly to whichever place is next on our list. If it will respond long enough to let me click off auto turns, that is. Come on. You can stop. You know you want to. You can do it. Come on. There we go. Alright, so what is next on our list? Well, theoretically, these very gates right here, actually. It's actually gate 1, not gate 2, but that's fine. There, let's fix that real quick. There. And let's just go and see. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That's not from Gliese, that's from Li 10. This one. This is the one we're doing right now. So just for my edification, we'll color it in. But this is actually this one we're doing. Because there's no point in sending this thing all the way back to Earth and then back when it can just make a quick little turn to the side here. And saves a lot of time. So clever sometimes. Anyway. Why don't you just pop through right there, sir? And if you can, do some surveying. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Yes. Okay, you are HIP 86961 apparently. Okay. Just in case there are more gates. I don't think there will be, but who knows. HIP, what did I say? 86961. Okay. Scan that guy and see what we do. I don't like that there's a star way, 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 way out here, but so be it. At least there is stuff on the inside loop, so we will at least have some stuff to survey right off the bat. So let's do that. As soon as we start responding, anyway. Apparently there's also at least 100 asteroids, because it's scanning number 102 right now. So we're probably going to run out of fuel by the time we go out there and back and do all these asteroids. Not ideal, but oh well. So be it. Well, maybe we'll find some sorium and I can just send the new gas pump out this way. That could work as well. That could work just as well. I would seriously consider bringing it down from 1-day increments down to, like, 8 hour or 3 hour or something, but it still takes just as long and still drops not responding, so we might as well get a full day tick in before it jumps on us. But it really is kind of brutal. But you can probably imagine how I was feeling earlier while I was trying to run through. So picture this level of speed and that only does 5 seconds. Then it only does 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds for a long, long time. Then finally, by now I've been clicking on the 20-minute button just to see if it'll actually move. It finally starts moving. I was like, great, I can actually get something done. I click on 30 days. It takes a really, really long time and does 1 day. I click on 30 days again. It goes a really, really, really long time, and then does 20 seconds because they've re-engaged. Ah! Really annoying. Just incredibly irritating. So I got to a point where I would basically just set it to auto-turn 5 minutes or 20 minutes or something, let it run in the background, and then, go on Facebook for a couple hours and just let it run in the background. It's like there's no point in me working on this actively because I can't do anything. And then just go back in the log and try and find out if there were any important messages it didn't pause for. Yeah, it was brutal. But anyway. Alright, we're up to some moons now, and we found another jump point back in Le 10, so it was good I put that little placeholder in because we apparently will be using it. Quite possibly next, in fact, after this one's done. But I don't know how long this will take because there's a staggering number of asteroids here, so who knows. Are you getting through your burger okay? Just slowly?
I can only eat half. I'm gonna have to keep the other half for later.
Okay.
But it's so good.
Well, then you'll enjoy the other half later. Now you know, though, that it's extra spicy, so you can have extra water ready. Okay, so 2 messages at the same time that are relevant. First off, that is more than 10 billion away, so I have to manually tell you to go out there. And what is that called? Oh, B something. Pretty much any of the B's, really. Okay, that sorts you out, and the other message was that 205 is done. Okay. Oh, you've renumbered them again. You jerks. That's fine. It's fine. Doesn't make a huge difference, but I'd like to try and keep these in the same order that...
No, it's your OCD, that's why.
Or it could be my OCD, as the wife just yelled at me, but that's fine too. But anyway, I like to keep these in the same order as the gate numbers. That makes it easier to find them in that long list of stuff later. Plus, I'm OCD, which apparently is a really big deal.
No, it's just...
Yeah, I'm just giving her a hard time now. She's making fun of me, so I'm tormenting her. It's what I do. Anyway, so now we have another gate there, and in the meantime, we may as well send that scanner to wherever it went, HIP, to here to do all these while we're here. Assuming we have enough fuel, of course, but I think we should. Where is... Am I blind? Don't answer that. There you are. Oh yeah, we've got tons of fuel. No problem. Okay, so why don't you just pop in through there and do your scans here. Cool, okay. And we shall move on. It is pretty sad, though, that all this scanning here, all these asteroids, moons, planets, what have you, nothing in terms of minerals at all. Not a single asteroid had anything for us. That's really weak. Not real happy with that. But it's not up to me, so there you go. Alright. Come on. You can do a day tick. I know you can. Maybe. Yes? No? No? You really don't want to. You really don't want to do this tick. There you go. I think it was scared to say December 30th. I don't know why, but it seems scared to have done that day. But that's fine. Oh, wow, is it ever crawling?
I did not say you could do that.
But anyway, this one's scanning at least. This one has a long, long, long way to go. See, this is where being able to do a 30-day tick may come in really helpful, because I think this is going to take about a month and a half to get there. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal indeed. Well, let's try to go up to 5-day if we can. Maybe. Think about it anyway. Well, we shall see. Well, it's taking a tiny bit longer. Okay, it is at least willing to do 5 days at this moment, so... They definitely don't take 5 times as long, so it's definitely worthwhile. They seem to take about twice as long as a 1-day increment, so that's not too bad. A little bit slow, but it's okay. That's okay. I didn't actually ask you to disassemble anything, but okay. Nor did I ask you to tell me that over and over and over and over and over again. So I take it our salvage just finished. At least I'd like to hope that's what it is, and that wasn't just a completely random and stupid message. That was Louis 10, 205. So, yeah, the wreck is gone. Okay. So, the salvager. That is not the salvager. The salvager has nothing. Salvager isn't even here yet. I guess they must have cleared it themselves. Jerks. Well, I guess that's what you get for having such a slow salvager. It didn't even make it. Useless. Okay, well then. Back you go. Okay. That's cool. Where's it going to live?
Here for us to share.
Okay. Under the cable, yep. Okay. Yeah, I know the cable's in the way. It's going to be in the way for a while yet. Then it will move. But for now, yes, it is in the way. Alright, well that's disappointing. I really want to salvage that myself, but apparently they decided they wanted to salvage their own ship. So be it. So be it.
Isn't it handy?
Yes, that's very, very nice.
And it's pink.
I deleted the order to wreck. Why are you complaining about wreck? Yes, I realize the wreck's not found. I told you to stop doing it. Silly game. Anyway.
It's pink.
And it's pink, which I know is the most important part. Yes.
But it's got napkins and knives and spoons and forks and
It is very convenient. Do you want me to put it on camera for everlasting fame? Then. Okay, I told you to cancel the wreck. Stop complaining.
and most of that all came from the one place.
Found new jump gates here. That's good. They all came from the same place. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Either way, well done. Very good. I'd pat you on the head, but I can't reach you. There you go. Good kitty. Anyway. And we are finally almost to this star, which hopefully has stuff.
I'm curious about where the next orders are.
And it wasn't just a month of travel for nothing, because that would annoy me intensely.
Ooh, it's shipped.
So,
April 5th. Apparently is the supposed arrival date from FedEx
okay,
for your yes.
okay. Then that's when that cable will move. Oh, yeah, I forgot to change, or more accurately, deliberately didn't change the expected deployment time on those advanced craft. I didn't want to tell the crew that they were in fact going to stay out there forever, so I just said, oh yeah, you'll only be out 3 months, so I expect their morale to be pretty low. Once they realize that they're never in fact going home, ever. Ever. But anyway. Okay, so you're here, you're scanning. Let's find something. Let's make this sector worth having. I'd really like... Okay, we found something. Okay, the accessibility's tough, but that's a fantastic place. Of Sorium. Okay. Just if they've just put it in the system now, they don't have a tracking number yet. Takes it a bit to generate. Okay, so does that mean you are completely done, or is there still a few more to go? Nope, you are completely done. So the entire point of this whole sector is 1 Sorium. I mean, it's a good one, but yeah, that's pretty weak. Alright, well then, why don't we first check on its fuel, which I should have done a minute ago. Oh, you're still fine. Okay, so we're going to go back to Louis 10 and do its other jump point. So this one probably will have a few by the time it's done, so you'll just leave it for now. And let's go do this one here and see what we get. Good sorium, otherwise empty. Okay, so we're going to go do that one. Okay. And again, we'll want to do 5 days because this will take forever to get back over there otherwise. Yeah. And that's at 6,000. My gas pump only goes at a third that speed, so it'll take like 6 months to get out there if I ever decide to use this one. That's a little brutal. I probably won't use this one. Actually, I should even make a note of that as well. It's good sorium. Oops. But at a very distant star. There. Now I know not to actually prioritize it, for it is not that good. Alrighty. Come on, you can do this. We're all watching you, we're all staring at you. This is your time to shine. Advanced. There you go. Apparently I just inherited a new ground soldier leader. Fantastic. And my scientist has improved his admin rating. Or hers. I can't read that. No, it's Stephanie. It's a girl. So she improved her admin rating, which means she can use more labs. Not very helpful. If I wasn't doing the rule of 5 to try and keep the game running faster, that would be helpful, but sadly, I am not doing that. Yes, crew morale is waning. I think they finally realized that they're never going home again. And because by 3 months I meant lifetime. They're very similar. Anyway. Good times. Now the salvager is back home, that's fine. I am very disappointed I didn't get that salvage. Just based on the sheer number of technologies they gave me, even before we had, well, we still don't even have a research treaty, tells me that they're way ahead of me, and therefore I would have really liked to have done that salvage, but anyway. Oh, we found a new gate here. Excellent. So it would have been really nice to have gotten that salvage, because it probably would have meant at least a data packet for tech, if not an actual new technology directly, but oh well. Maybe they'll just give me more later. It has been quite a while since they've given me any. They gave me a whole stack pretty close together early on, but nothing since. Shame. Now, once we get to the point where we have a research pack, then I think things will improve, because, like I say, they're clearly way ahead of me on the research trees, so anything they can provide will be quite awesome. Alright, so our comm scanner, the geoscanner, is through that gate, so it should not be long now till we get to another Gliese. Oh, goody. 588, apparently. Okay, oops, not that, that. Okay, well, at least this one looks like everything is relatively near here. However, that's a problem. we just found somebody. I think more of these guys, I think. I think it's them, but I can't read it real well. Let's try in this view. Yeah, it's the Luilan aliens again. So they've got wiped out of the one sector, but they still live here as well. That is distinctly not good. Okay, well, let's see if we can get out of here. I don't like our chances, but let's try to get out of here. Don't know how far I got, so I don't know how likely it is they are to catch me, but I guess we shall see. The fact that one of them appears to be in between me and the gate could be a problem. But anyway. Oh no, sorry, that's the gate over here. So I am ahead of it. As long as I go... I can't read that, but I think I go faster than it does. And if that is the case, then I will get out of here, unless they have missiles. Okay, so it's 1200, I go 6. So I can definitely outrun the ship directly. So as long as it doesn't fire missiles at me, I will escape. Let's go a little bit higher speed here. And in fact, it lost tracking on me. That's very good. That drastically improves my chances of getting out of here. Okay, I think I'm going to get away. Not that that really matters, but either way. Okay, I have in fact escaped. Good. Okay. Well, that tells me we might as well start working on the gates I have found in the HIP 86, whatever it was. So, even though I'm not completely done scanning it yet, we might as well start using it. I'm almost done scanning it. I think that's actually the first time I've managed to escape an alien. Every other time I've been blown up. Guess it's good that the only ship they had nearby was a really crappy one. Or at least a very slow one. So that's helpful. Should be popping through this gate very soon. Should be in the operative ward, of course. And actually, looks like there's 2 unexplored there to choose from. At least that's what it looks like with my poor vision. Okay, just arrived, which means the clock should stop, because it has no further... Oh, I guess maybe it has some asteroids that were originally too far out but are now closer, maybe. So it may actually be able to do a little bit of scanning still. Just neat. Not a real big deal, but I guess we may as well have them. Well, I can't imagine there was too many of them that we haven't already done, but who knows. It also buys more time for the grav scanner to continue its last couple. So I guess it can't be a bad thing. Come on. One-day increments should not take this long to run. Apparently, one of their ships goes at 13,000. How delightful. Again, not relevant, but neat to know. Probably means they have better drive tech than I do, or that they're using relatively small ships. Or both. Could even be both. Come on then, you can do this. Maybe? Could we do this? Could we advance a day? Please? Sir? Sir? Thank you. I shouldn't have to beg. I don't mind begging, but I shouldn't have to. Anyway. Okay, I can see it taking this long on the tick when it's one of the 5-day where it's actually running all the industry and everything, but the in-between days should not be this bad. Really shouldn't. Apparently there were quite a few asteroids that had moved outside of range and are currently in range, so we may find some asteroids yet that are of use, but I'm not liking its chances. And even if it does find stuff, asteroids tend to have very little on them anyway. Better than comets, but not much. No, not even necessarily better than comets. Some of them are, and some of them aren't, so... Either way, I'm not expecting much out of this sector in terms of minerals. One last one to scan for the grav, and then we'll be able to concretely place the number of lines we need for the gates. Right now it'll be 2, unless it finds more right here. Oh, just those 2. Okay. So we have a gate 2. Please, thank you. And a 3. Alright, well, we'll let this thing finish up. Assuming it finishes relatively soon, we'll be able to pop through one of those gates. Oh, I'm going to have to give you new orders, aren't I? That was silly. There's nothing else for you to do. Until I do actually pop one of these open. So why don't you just sit there quietly, and that will be lovely. Very, very nice of you. Okay, apparently that ship goes 10-7. Okay. Again, lovely and all, but not terribly relevant. How many asteroids could there possibly be? Apparently lots. That was number 125, so there's at least 125 of them. Our new gas pump is done. Awesome. Which has apparently named itself the George Bush. Okie dokie. Yes, the George Bush gas pump. But don't worry, it's the old one, not the new one. There's no W. So, because he blows gas. I didn't say it, I'm just repeating what I hear. Don't send the black helicopters. So, we're going to send... Actually, did Loy10 have anything in terms of Sorium? No. Did Wise have anything in terms of Sorium? I don't really want to go to... No, maybe I'm going to have to. I was trying to have it be somewhere relatively near here so that they could refuel easily, but without having to go all the way to, you know, that drastically distant star to do it. But it looks like there's just not going to be anything out here. Well, I guess I'll send it to Alpha Centauri for now, but at least I know for sure there is stuff there. But that's not really ideal. Defaults, so move to Sorium, and if you are ever full, then unload at Colony. Having said that, it's tricky to decide which colony it will send to. When I had one in Vega, it would very often choose the just the place with all the mines, not the actual colony, because this is technically a colony, and it was technically closer, so it was kind of annoying. I caught it before it actually dropped off and changed it, but it was still kind of annoying. But anyway, we won't worry about it for right now. Let's get back to where we were. And let's try and get an idea of just how many asteroids we're talking about here. Apparently 135. And it looks like we scanned most of them already. So we should be almost done. We apparently did not do A3 or 4. Where's the... okay. Not sure why we didn't do that. Oh, maybe it was over here at the time doing some asteroids and it said it was done, and I assumed it was done all this, but it wasn't. And then I sent it up there. That could be what's happened. Okay, well, either way, continue. So there could still be some stuff out here after all. Hopefully, anyway. That'd be good, though. If I could find a nice Sorium giant here, that I could send George Bush here. That'd be very convenient. I'd really like George Bush to be at a star system called HIP. I deliberately said that so the wife would laugh. Yes, that's true.
He just had a hip replacement.
And he just had a hip replacement done recently, apparently, so that's twice as good. I was more going for the he's never been hip in his life, so, or cool, or what have you, but either way, George Bush at the hip would be awesome.
Superman jumpsuit.
Can you have a Superman jumpsuit? That depends on how tight it is. That's a terrible thing to say, don't say that. Can I see it? That is pretty cool. I thought you didn't like jumpsuits, though. but you'd like it for that.
But there's a few in here that I like so far.
I see.
And I have to admit, this one's kind of cute.
And that one's cute, so I guess it's okay. Alrighty. I thought they made you overheat. That's why you didn't like them.
This coming from the person who has the cocoon.
No, but more your arms.
True. I need a tank top Superman suit.
Or a short sleeve or something, yeah. Ah, silliness.
It comes in black. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Batman! Da-da-da-da, Batman!
I am not going to fall into the trap of trying to argue with you over whether Superman or Batman is cooler based on the fact I have not seen the movie that just came out that pits them against each other, so I'm not getting into that argument with you. That doesn't solve the problem. You still have to decide which one to wear first. What about the tops? One on each arm. The logistics of that seem challenging. Do you think you could get the zipper part to work? And, you know, that way you have half a Batman and half a Superman going? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's a little bit crazy. I know you would try. You know my opinion of your sanity. Okay, so it has in fact completely done all the scanning, and there is nothing here. Seriously? That's very disappointing. But yes, it certainly appears like we have an S on every single line.
Ooh, there's a leopard print one.
Yep, we have scanned this thing completely and found basically nothing. That is seriously disappointing. Yeah, so this one gas giant was the only thing that had anything, and it's relatively tough to get Sorium. That's highly disappointing.
Ooh, choo-choo.
Well, I don't want to leave the episode on that low note, so let's at least pop this gate open and have a look.
Pop the gate.
Pop the gate, she says. I will pop the gate. Jump point 2. Yes, please. Do so now. And I'm hoping there's something there, because if that turns out empty, I'm definitely ending the episode on a sour note, and I don't like that one bit. It's not nice. You know I like to always leave on a positive note. That's why I do my awesome outros that you find very funny.
I love them.
Come on. Take the day over. You know you want to. Alright, let's see what we get. Yes, no, yes, maybe. Okay. This should do it. That should get us into this sector. Come on. Everyone's watching, staring at you. Let's move. Move better. Move it all. Come on. Are you taking this long because there's more aliens, or are you taking this long because there's so many minerals you can't count that high? That would be awesome. It's unlikely, but that would be awesome. It's probably aliens. Or just a staggering number of empty asteroids. Anyway. Okay, you are Gliese 667. I'm running out of glises here. Anyway. But there is some stuff, so that will do. I might as well get the other one scanning as well. No reason not to. Cool, we'll get them both going at the same time. That works. Cool. Oh, this actually looks like a trinary star, doesn't it? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because it actually looks like it lettered the second star as the furthest one out, and the third star is the middle one, which is kind of odd, but anyway. Mine is not to reason why. At least though they are all relatively close together, so I won't have to worry about going off on a long, long trip to the star way far away like I did in the last sector, which was just not very hip at all. Anyway, that joke has already gotten old, so I'll leave it. Okay, so let's find something here. Let's end on a positive note. We can do this. Find something. Preferably sorium, but anything at this point would be good. Maybe. Maybe. Actually, the more I think about it, given this thing goes 15,000, that one only goes 6,000. For this exact reason here, I should probably pop gates with the GV probe, because it has a much better chance of escaping issues like this. Well, it's a new kind, and they are neutral, which means I could ally them eventually. Okay. That's clearly some kind of very bizarre insect thing, which is neat. Alright, so what we need to do then is we need to get out of here pronto, so that we don't upset them when they see us. Oops. So you just head back to here for now. No defaults. And you also no defaults. Get out of here as quick as you can. And let's see if I'm allowed to build a Diplo team right now. So you have lots of espionage people, but only 4 diplomats. And it just will not. Yeah, you have to have 5. So I cannot build a Diplo team right now. That is very disappointing. But either way, we have found a new set of aliens, which could eventually be friendly. So I'll say neutrals there, and we'll call that an excellent spot to end this episode. So thank you to everyone for watching today, and until next time, stay calm, and I hope you'll chill with me again in the next video. Bye now.